Manteca, California.
Yes, it's a bright and sunny day. All right, Vera, let's see which friends we have joining us today. Okay, and then is there anything that we want to start off with telling everybody?
Well, that's a deep subject.
Yes, it is. All right, here we go.
I don't know.
Okay.
There is. There's always something.
We have some commercials, don't we?
We do.
Okay. First of all, we have a class coming. No, first we have a spiritual gathering this upcoming weekend.
End of the month.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's Sunday, March
8th, I think.
28th, yes. And that's coming up next weekend. And you can sign up. It's for free. It's on our nonprofit website, Souls.
It's pro bono.
Yes. It's SESouls.org. So you can check that out there and join us. It's fun because it's one-on-one time.
That's what I like about it. There's a lot of interaction.
Yeah,
because it's on Zoom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's always...
So if you'd like to sign up, you can go to what Chrissy said.
Yes, SESouls.org.
Yes. I was going to say go somewhere else, but I forgot. We have a site.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, Chica.
Hi to you too.
How are you doing today?
And love. Love. I'm in such a great mood today. I am so happy. It was a hard week for me personally. I don't know about for you, but you kind of heard that a lot too, didn't you?
A lot.
From a lot of us, we're having a challenging week.
A lot of stuff going on all at once. Just things keep like coming at you. Seems like.
Yeah, but the awesome thing.
I need to move up a little bit.
The awesome thing about that though is through our challenges, having this philosophy and knowing about our angels, our spirit guides, our messages from the other side, our life charts, past lives, just knowing about our soul's journey and all the spiritual tools really helps to get us through.
Hi, Tack.
I know.
Hi, Roxanne.
I know.
Hi, Purple Fuzzy.
Yeah. love.
I'm doing it. You keep talking.
But it really helps to get us through. I know it really helps me.
Yes.
As much as we,
Even though we know the spiritual philosophy, it is still challenging.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean it's not going to be as challenging. It's just knowing that you have the tools to do it and the wherewithal to do it. Because sometimes we just don't have it yet. Yes. We don't have the wherewithal to use the tools, and that's okay. And that's a little step before you use your tools.
Exactly. And sometimes even when we have the tools,
hi, Sharon.
We can get kind of knocked up about, that sounded bad. But I
didn't even hear what you said. I'm reading.
I was going to say knocked up beside the head, by negativity. Mm-hmm. People that can, right. People that maybe aren't understanding, that might be kind of judgmental, kind of attacking a little bit, negativity, things just the way going through, low energy, whatever it is, right? Having those spiritual tools helps us because we know what to do. We know who to call on.
Okay. And that Tack likes your talk.
Oh, okay. So I'm so glad you said that because a couple weeks ago, remember when I was telling you guys the story about Ted Drew's frozen, I said concrete, but it's actually frozen custard in St. Louis. Okay.
You thought it was concrete and it was custard?
Frozen concrete. I think I said that. I had heard it was called that. Yeah, because you turn it upside down.
Got it. But it's still ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shout out to Ted Drew's in St. Louis.
And apparently it's still a viable place to go to.
Yeah, on Route 66. Okay.
So
very, very cool.
There's your plug.
Yep, there it is. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, that took our monetizing away, didn't it?
Eat ice cream? No.
We love all ice cream.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's delish.
Yeah.
Pretty bright. Anyway.
Yeah. It's not that bright.
Okay, so what's really cool about what we're talking about, though, is that we have this angel class. Well, it's angels and spirit guides. So Connect with Your Angels and Spirit Guides is a class that's coming up. And that is on April 16th and 17th, I believe. And you can sign up for that on our nonprofit website at SESouls.org.
Right.
I was told... Okay, what am I need to read.
No, not right now.
Okay. All right, and then...
See, that's what I told her, and she doesn't like yellow.
Oh.
You look in yellow.
Oh,
just keep talking.
Okay, so... I
just hurt my groin again.
So the reason I wanted to just mention that, for me personally, knowing how my angels help me it's information that helps me daily. I mean, it really does. You know, when you're going through things, it helps so much to know who to call on, what they do. Because, like, say, when my brother was in the hospital and he was, like, violently sick and the doctors can't help him, being able to call on the Powers angel to wrap their wings, because the Powers can cocoon us while we're in life. It's this amazing healing thing that they can do. But having that knowledge, it made me feel like I was activating.
Well, yeah, but you did it for him.
I did.
That's a different thing.
I did.
Because that's perfect. But whenever he couldn't have done it for himself because he was in the throes of the experience.
Yeah, literally the throes of.
And sometimes people think because they know that they have spiritual tools that they shouldn't have to go through throes. And you do. You do. It's still part of your growth. So,
absolutely, because
but you have tools.
Yeah, no matter what. it does make it a less bumpier ride, though. So, you know, like, say we could be more afraid. But when we have the tools, we know how to who to call on, what to how to get ourselves help. It just gets us through those dark nights of the soul, as they say.
That we understand we wrote these in for our growth. So that should be something. I know we keep saying, oh, you know, I'm stupid for doing it. Well, no, you aren't. But in life we feel stupid because we're in life. So yeah. So all right, so what's next?
Okay, so what's next is we also have a past lives class that's coming up on May 14th. And actually that's on our soulsenlightenment.com. Yes. So all the services and past lives and angel art and everything that we talk about, you can find it at soulsenlightenment.com.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa.
Okay, what else? I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just comes out. Okay, so we are going to start off with a couple of questions that we got that came in this week. Okay. And one of them had to do with memberships and subscribing and getting questions answered and that type of thing, correct?
I don't know.
Right, this one?
No, I don't want to do that one first.
Oh, okay.
Because it's longer. Let's go with the short one.
Okay, so like we're going to start off with a question from Alma. And Alma's question, there was a few parts, but we're going to stick to one part of it. And it was about Meghan Markle and Harry. I'm wondering if they came into this life to break up one of the last monarchies. So Vera, what do you have to say about this question?
Well, okay, what do I say? They're here to shine a light on what it's about in this day and age, right? Because it's like a history. It's a sovereignty, right? They've had it that's part of their lives there.
Right.
But is it still viable in this day and age? Well, obviously it kind of still is because they're still there.
It's still in
But
place.
there's parts of it that are kind of archaic, but they still hold on to it because that's part of the history.
Right.
So
their tradition.
But they've got to have more spiritual growth in with that. So we've already done a past life on Meghan,
William and Harry,
and Meghan and Kate. So if you want to go and look for, I don't know where it is, but look for past lives and then look in the playlists and you could see it there. So I don't really believe that they're going to end the monarchy, but it's going to be shining a light on what needs to be changed in situations like that. But I don't see it going the way like they're going to get rid of it.
Right. It's interesting, isn't it? Because things do happen to shine a light on, to help create change, but sometimes it doesn't happen overnight.
Because racism is not just in America. Right? So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I believe that was her question, right? We keep saying right.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I can write that question down for next time. Yeah. I'll write it down right now. Okay.
What's an interesting question?
Oh, she was asking about... Oh, you're saying about something else. Sorry. No. Okay. So let me get her question down.
Hi, Tasha.
It's life themes. Yeah, life themes are very interesting because they are throughout our life and they surface through different experiences that we have.
Yeah. But I think
throughout
this
all
will
life.
make it and give them fruit for thought for the next monarchy that's coming in. Because, I mean, obviously Elizabeth is set in her ways.
Right.
I mean, you know, but then the new person that comes in, they can change things. Just like her father changed things in terms of titles and all that. Because I know that was an issue with one of the questions in the interview, right? About titles and all that stuff.
Right. Yes. I do say right a lot, don't I?
But I've been saying it
That
too.
is correct.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And love to you too. Be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good question. Okay. So next, let's see. That was that question. Oh, this is an interesting one we had from one of our viewer friends. And
Sammy, is my hair glossy?
it's
a joke.
It looks glossy in person. It does. Okay, so we had one
Is
of
Sammy
our
here? I didn't see.
Yeah, you said hi to her earlier. One of our viewer friends, Sophia, asked a question about a video that we did a while back. And it was an interesting story about when you were a child, you were growing up in Arizona, and you were, I don't remember how old you said, if it was 13 or whatever you were.
I wasn't that old.
You were, younger. And you went into a home.
Like 6 or 7.
That had like yellow tape around it, right? Because it was a
Murder scene.
a murder scene, actually. And at the time, what you were saying in this particular video, which is called, I believe, Twins on YouTube Past Life. Okay. That's the name of the video if you want to check it out, the whole story. But basically, you went into this home where there was a woman who had killed her children and then killed herself.
Right.
And it was very fascinating because one of the things that you were saying is that you saw this man there that was controlling her, making her do it,
right,
making her kill her children and then kill herself. And so Sophia's question that came in, she thought you meant
that it was like
a spirit. She was confused.
Yeah, no.
She thought you meant, is it a spirit controlling the women to go and kill her children and herself? So did you want to?
No, it was a man. It was her husband, actually, or ex-husband, that was making her do it.
I didn't know it was her ex or her husband.
Well, it had to do with, it was I just.
Oh my God!
I didn't say that then, but
I didn't know that.
Well, I thought that it was a husband.
I just thought it was just some guy that was just deranged.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like they were breaking up and
then here he does this thing to her and then it made her look so bad.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the amazing point about, because we were wondering, well, why did you get this information? She's dead, you know? And it happened so long ago. Well, it was like yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But the point is that at the time you were saying that, or we were just feeling that she wanted the truth to be known. That it wasn't that she just lost it and killed her own children herself, that she was forced to do this thing, to have a voice.
Yeah.
So she was able to have a voice through you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Not that it mattered, but because it was like so long ago.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I think it would be important to me if that's how I met my end, you know, have some type of voice, right?
Yeah.
And also we wanted to say too is that not to worry, an evil spirit cannot control your body like that to make you kill people. So, not that that's funny, but I'm just saying, can't do that. So you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
I know sometimes, you know, we see these scary movies and fears might come in and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's where we can protect ourselves. And Angus says protect ourselves morning, noon, and night.
Yeah. I think somebody brought up about the titles.
Oh, up here? Okay.
Like, so-and-so, Prince William's kids have titles. How come Archie doesn't have titles? And that's one of the things that Harry knows better and not say. And I didn't see the whole interview, but I did see the part where they talked about why Archie doesn't have a title. And it was it kind of implied it was because of the color of his skin.
Right.
It's like, why doesn't he have, and then William's kids have. But William's kids are in line to the throne. Archie and his sister are not. they're not in line to the throne.
Right.
But and the way that I believe it was Queen Elizabeth's father that made it to where only grandchildren are given titles, and that's why.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's why Prince Andrew's kids have titles. Princess Eugenie, whatever their names are,
right?
Eugenie and all that. But then people are saying, well, then why did William? Because he's a grandchild, and his kids are great grandchildren, and it's only because he's in line to the throne.
Because he was the firstborn.
That, and because he's in line to the throne, then his kids are in line to the throne. You've got to look it up, Google it.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with what you are. It's just how you're in line to the throne. Mm-hmm. So Harry should know that it's not because of anything other than he's a great grandchild to Queen Elizabeth. So he does not get a title. But once whoever takes over Queen Elizabeth, they will then become grandchildren. Oh no, they won't.
Oh no, they'd be the
if Charles became king.
Okay, so
then they would become grandchildren.
Then they are considered grandchildren to the heir or the throne, which is
so then
Charles.
they get a title.
That makes sense.
So that's what that is. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow this.
But in terms of all the other stuff,
pop quiz on this later. Go ahead.
In terms of all the other stuff about what she's had to go through with racial issues, that part is valid.
Right.
But the part about he didn't get a title because of that is not. You can look it up. It's just what King. What's his name? George.
Prince George
the Fifth changed it. So
Charles George.
And then from what I understand is Prince Charles.
Okay.
Doesn't want a lot of titles running around.
Oh, that's what I saw too. Yeah.
So he might not
make it less titles for people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So I think in terms of that situation, they're going to change things. In terms of who gets, what and where and when and why. Because of Prince Andrew's kids, they get all these things that Archie doesn't get.
Right.
And so it's like, how fair is that? So
right.
Then there goes, but that's what is law. So.
Right.
But once Charles or William become king, they can change it.
They can change it, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. And that's what I like about what you first said about this whole situation is that it's an opportunity as the light is shown on this, it's an opportunity for it to become more spiritual as far as that tradition.
Yeah.
Like that
so
example.
if William becomes king, then I don't think they get a title.
Right, because they'd be
but he may change it to whatever. Yeah. So who knows? But we have, let them worry about that.
Right.
We have other stuff.
We have our stuff too, yeah. I hear you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Nana, what she said.
Okay. So, I think that was it for that. Yeah. What else? Okay. So.
Coke's on you.
I owe her so many Cokes. Okay. Oh my God.
Again. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. Oh God. All right. I'm gonna on what's it called? The Candlelight Chat. I'm gonna do more birthmarks. I'm not gonna do any on this one. Okay. I'm just gonna do.
We're gonna do
Nathan's past life.
Well, actually, you're gonna do the past life. I'm gonna sit and listen. Maybe throw in a comment or two. Right. A little philosophy. Okay. You ready for the very lengthy, long question?
Yes, and it's actually really good questions. That's why I wanted to share it with everybody so that they can know the answers to it too, and you don't have to worry, or not worry, but wonder about it. Oh. I got my second vaccine on St. Patrick's Day. Protection. So now I can go out? No, I can't. You still have to have your mask on because everybody thinks that once they get your shot, you can start gathering. Well, you can, but it still has to have mask. Right. And I believe now it's 3 feet instead of 6.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. So get your vaccinations. The second one was a little tougher to go through, but it was not bad. It was just one day that I didn't feel good. And then I was fine.
Thank goodness.
I know.
That's good.
Yeah. Because some people are really having a hard time. And that's like prayers to you. Yeah.
Woohoo for right, for sure.
Who's Katie Price?
That's his daughter.
I don't know. Okay.
Coke.
Okay.
All right,
So one of the questions is, for a past life reading, does it matter from a tapping in perspective to have the call over the phone versus Zoom and FaceTime? For a past life reading, no, it does not matter. It doesn't have to be FaceTime. It could just be over the phone. The second question, does the past life regression include past life readings, for example, in the pre-talk? No. If you're doing a past life regression, it's all about you. I don't say anything because I don't want to give any influences as to what you would get. Because if you go in there, if we have the pre-talk and I say, well, you've had a life in Sweden, you've had a life in Germany, you've had this and this and this, and then you go to your past life and you don't have any of those and you really didn't get anything significant because you were so frustrated that you didn't get anything from those lives that I told you about. So it's much better to go in with whatever it is that you're supposed to get, in the session, because you can write down all kinds of things that you want to experience, and that's great. But your soul will take you exactly where you need to go. So it might not be to that Germany life. It might be to a Vietnam life, so it kind of makes it more stressful if you know ahead of time what you're supposed to experience.
It's just so fascinating.
So you just have to kind of let it flow and let it come in.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't ever forget my first past life regression, and I really was not expecting for my very first thing that I saw in my mind's eye in it to be that I was a man in that pirate life. But obviously, it was for a reason, because I was at this, it was like I had another idea of what I was supposed to gonna see.
Right.
But it was so fascinating because inside, that's what I was in. I was a slave on this pirate ship, and I felt like a slave in this place where I worked. I mean, that's how I felt like I was. Right. The situation was, and some of the same people. But the only reason I bring it up is because even though I didn't know all those puzzle pieces yet, it was so important to connect with that and to open up that opportunity to start to see what the connection there, you know what I mean? And I think it's so great that even if you are getting impressions that you don't say anything, you let people, where are they pulled? Because I'm sure you must see all kinds of other things too, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But then they go to where they really have to go. Yeah, really need to go. I know for me that was really important. Because that place, I had to really find my power again.
And sometimes the finding is where you find, you get the jewels, right?
Yes.
So it might be really challenging to get the information, but then once you get it, it's like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Yes. And I could tell you the same exact situation, and you're going, oh my God, that's amazing. But you don't really have a physical connection. You resonate to it or not, but you don't have that where you actually saw it, felt it, kind of thing.
I feel it. Yeah.
Yes. And I was actually talking to... I say actually, and you say all right. I was talking to Trexa when we were going to get our shot, and she has a really hard time visualizing. And that's where sometimes it's really detrimental to people that don't really visualize well. We all visualize. It's just some people make it harder because it's, come on, visualize. What do you see? What do you see? What do you know? And that's not what I do.
I see Vera.
But it's kind of... everyone experiences it different. And you don't actually see like where I'm seeing you. It's in your mind's eye. I know what Chrissy looks like, or I feel her, or I know it's her. And that's harder for our logical mind to accept after the session is over. During the session, it's like, oh my God, this and this and this. And then afterwards, it's like, is that really true? So that's that analytical brain trying to go, nah. So you have to just push through that and then keep going.
Yeah, that's fascinating, isn't it?
It's fascinating all the way around, the information that you get and the feelings that you get, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I am so glad too, Sharon. It's amazing because it just, this life was one of my biggies, was to reclaim my power.
Right.
And it's like, it's so awesome to have a situation where we can have a past life regression. I mean, or meditation or a reading or, any of these types of things that are on our spiritual path to do that.
Right.
It helps, that spiritual aspect really helps us.
Yeah.
For those of us that are open to that.
Yeah. So
it's huge.
To prepare, I just say do as many meditations as you can and just let it flow. Just let it go. Don't force things. And it's another thing whenever you're doing a session, because it's not cheap, and you're like going, I got to get the most out of it because, it's money. So you're putting extra pressure on yourself. And then you don't want to disappoint your hypnotist because you want them to get something too. So you put a lot of pressure, and it's just go in there and just relax.
It sounds like you've done this before.
I think so. Yeah.
I kid you not. That's how I felt when I had my first regression. That's how my brother felt. I mean, it's like, because of those things. It's like, the conditions right now are not perfect because I'm
and
feeling
they never will
this.
be.
Yeah, and they're just not.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what if I don't, what if I
don't get anything?
Whatever. Yeah, all this different stuff.
And then try to compare yourself with other people. That's why sometimes when we do classes and I ask people to share, I'm thinking, God, do I really want them to share? Because the people that don't share are the ones that maybe didn't get as much as the person that already shared. So they don't want to say anything,
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's all works. It's some people are visual, some people just know things, some people just hear things, some people just feel things. Some people do one or two or three of those things.
Yeah.
So just be you. That's it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Meditations. And really afterwards write down everything that you remember, everything that you feel. And then you get more information later on and later on.
That is so
It's
true.
practice makes perfect. It's a muscle. That psychic muscle needs to be used.
I love that part because it really is true. After you have a regression, then as you're going about your days and your nights, things start to come to you. And it's like, that's who that is. Or that's why I feel that way. Or you wake up with a dream. That happens too. And it's like, it makes sense. Or, you just kind of feel that was from that lifetime
and then
or whatever.
You get more information after your session. It could be a week later and you're driving down the road and you're going, oh my God, this and this and this.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And that's the part that I love about what you're saying too, is to trust yourself, not to analyze it away with your analytical mind, but be open. That intuitiveness is you flexing your muscle, your spiritual muscle.
Well, if you want to know how it goes, Lori, that's not maybe how I do sessions. So I want a disclaimer. I don't know who this person is, and I don't know how well she does regressions or what she does in them. So,
because everybody's different.
Yeah. But go check it out and see what you see. But I just be careful because there's not everybody can do them. Well, God, that makes me sound like I'm bragging. I don't want to say that.
Well, no, I think that
but everybody has a place, and everybody has goes to who they're supposed to.
Exactly.
That's what I feel.
Exactly. That's how I feel about myself as an artist. I know that I might not be exceptional at these different things, but I do what I do good, right? Because we have our own way of doing it. So you bring your specialty of past lives and also your intuitiveness, because even though you're not telling people,
but I can ask questions.
Them, but you can,
And you ask open-ended questions. You do not ask leading questions.
Right.
Because that's a huge thing, because that puts impressions in your client's head that, well, you mentioned it, I didn't.
Yeah.
When they're analyzing it later. So you have to be very careful about how you ask the questions.
Yeah. So we can't say, oh, do you see that palm tree in the... Just kidding. Never. I would never.
No, that's what I just said, Lori. Or she's wonderful, so go check it out. I didn't say she was horrible. I'm just saying I don't know her. Right. So I cannot, give her any kind of recommendation. That's what I'm talking about. She may be fabulous. That's great. Go check it out.
That happened to me one time in a regression.
I'm just saying I don't recommend it.
It happened to me one time in a regression. The person that was doing it was saying,
I have to say that wrong. I said that wrong. I don't know her to recommend her is what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Because I don't want to say I don't recommend her or recommend you going. I do. I mean, we have to see what everyone's doing, right? To see who we resonate to. That part is valid. But I just don't want people to think because it's on our video
that you're saying.
Yes, that's what I meant.
That happened to me one time in a regression, though. The person that was doing it said, do you see those spiked white trees? Yeah. That's why I was using that as a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought about that after. I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't really, but
yeah.
it's just not a good thing to do.
Yeah, because then you start thinking, well, no.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But it's good. That's great, Lori. I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm just saying I don't know who she is. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Go find out for yourselves.
Now, was there anything else about
yes, one more.
Okay, here we go. One more part.
Yeah. Would the content of the past life reading versus what comes out of the past life regression session be quite different? No, because I'm not going to tell you a reading before you get your regression.
Right.
So it wouldn't be. But if you're asking if I did that and I gave you a past life and you actually went to that past life, would they be different? And a lot of times in my experience, they have not been, but I haven't done that many where I tell people ahead of time.
Right.
It's just friends. So,
yeah. So cool.
Yeah. So that's it.
It's just so cool.
Yeah. But I thought these were great questions to ask.
I know. I get so excited talking about this
I know, me
stuff.
too. I do. I love it.
It's just so cool. I love it so much. Okay. Just to let you know.
See? Perfect.
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
We're not telling you not to go to other people. I hope I didn't convey that.
No, of course not.
Yeah, it's just I don't want people to think that I'm doing the recommendation if I don't know who they are.
We're like Macy's.
Yeah, and I love Dolores Cannon.
We're like Macy's. If we know
that's
somewhere
right.
else, if we know somewhere else or somebody else that can help you, we will be the first to recommend them or to send.
Because we're all here to help each other. Mm-hmm. And some people don't resonate to us, but they resonate to someone else and they get help. And they're vibrant and I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what we're doing here.
Exactly.
I love that too.
Oh, yeah. Well, hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we have a past life coming up.
Oh, yes, we do.
For a person here.
For Nathan.
Okay, let's go. I'm going to read this.
Isn't he our first subscriber? I mean, not the first, but the first to ask. We asked to subscribe to get a question answered.
Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Very lengthy. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Hi, can you please do a video about my past life, please?
Okay, Nathan, here you go. So I picked up for you that you went out on excursions for the Queen. Ooh. And he went out with other people, but his role in that excursion was to get exotic animals.
Was it the same queen?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? It's the same queen that's in life right now.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah.
No.
I was like, they came right back in. Well, she's had a couple years under her belt.
She has, right? 90 something?
I mean,
yeah. No, but no, not Queen Elizabeth, no.
Okay.
So whoever was female queen before her.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so and you eventually brought back all these animals, and then you kind of set up a system that started zoos.
Really?
Because it was kind of like you had these different areas of people that wanted to see what you had, so you would send it to them, and then they would send it to other people. So it kind of started the zoo thing.
Wow.
But then he started seeing that the animals were being...
abused?
Abused, but it was more for profit, not for learning about animals, and that's what he was all about.
I see.
He loved animals, and he wanted to see what these exotic animals did, and how they lived, and maybe to get, start having them in their country kind of thing.
Right.
So, so he started becoming more of a proponent for being more humane in that area, and we saw what happened with that.
Yeah,
it didn't work, did
it?
So, but he went on to rescue animals that were being, how do you say it? Not taken advantage of, but
Oh, exploited?
Exploited. I have it right there somewhere.
And all that writing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like his heart was in the right place, but it just got out of hand because of greed. Money kind of thing.
That can happen with anything. It starts off with a good motive, and then it depends on what others that come along do with it.
Yeah.
That happens with pretty much everything, doesn't it?
So
but
there
he
you go.
started off was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then what he tried to do, to keep it to humane, and you don't go get animals just to give them to Joe Blow to not to know what to do with later.
Right.
He really wanted to study the animals and see what they were about and see if they could survive in their environment, kind of thing. So
Right.
yeah.
Before I forget, I wanted to mention, because Tack had asked a question earlier about what kind of shot, which one.
I had Pfizer.
The Pfizer. So I just want to make sure we got back to
Yes,
that.
Pfizer.
And hi, Eric.
No more Pfizer.
And then she was asking Queen Victoria. That's the one.
Maybe so.
That's pretty cool.
And she really liked him because of the way he. And did she love animals? Because this one loved animals too. The Queen.
That's a great question. Oops. There we go.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I wonder if Nathan likes animals or resonates to that in some way in this lifetime.
Yes. I know. I don't know. We'll find out, huh?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see from the comments.
I know. It was so interesting because I saw him on here last week.
Did you?
And now he's not on. And then we did his, so.
He'll see it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be back 5 o'clock.
5 p.m. California time.
Yes. If anybody's around St. Louis, get one of these for us and come and join us at
tell
5 o'clock.
Chrissy and Vera sent you.
Here we go. See? You turn it upside down and it stays in the cup.
Chrissy, go upside down so we can read that part. She would do it.
Yeah. Actually,
if we had room.
Yeah, I would do it.
No. Are you going to do it?
I would, but the's no room.
There's no room.
Yeah.
And then
I used to be
Angus would like you smashing.
I used to be a gymnast, but it was a long time ago. Yeah, I didn't want to hurt the canvas there. Okay. Anything else, Vera, that we wanted to share?
That's
All right.
it. We'll see you guys at 5 o'clock, hopefully.
We love you all.
And we'll talk about what?
We're talking about the year of the Phoenix.
Year of the Phoenix 2021.
Yeah. And then tonight we're also going to have a podcast out with birthmarks.
And birthmarks, yes.
And that's the birthmark. The podcast will be on our website.
And actually,
at
the birthmarks are going to be about us and Sammy. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Not all the birthmarks, but a couple of them.
Yeah.
We'll still do others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, too.
Bye, everybody.
And Vera?
Journey with us.